Hi guys, this is Sadik from Droidwin.com, and in this video, we'll show you how to flash the latest Lineage OS 21 ROM based on Android 14 on Galaxy S20 FE and the Galaxy S20 FE 5G. And it's the official Lineage OS 21 ROM, so we will not be using the TWRP recovery. The flashing will be done via the official Lineage OS recovery itself, so there will be no issue regarding encryption or decryption whatsoever. So with that said, the ROM is supported across the S20 FE and S20 FE 5G. Both of them are the Snapdragon variant. The ROM cannot be flashed on the Exynos build. If you have an Exynos variant, then you could have a look at my other guide and a video, which is an unofficial build for Exynos. So as of now, our focus will be on the Snapdragon variant, which has the official ROM, and the entire flashing will be taken care of by the Lineage OS recovery itself. There is no need for the TWRP recovery, and no decryption or encryption issue will be there. So with that said, please take a backup of all the data on your phone, and let's get started. First off, make sure that you are on the latest Android 13 firmware, One UI 5.1. If that is not the case, then do the update right away. Once that is done, get hold of Android SDK platform tools and extract them onto your PC. You would extract them anywhere you want. In my case, I've done the extraction in C drive, and these are the files of platform tools. Once that is done, you will now have to unlock the bootloader on your phone. Do note that doing so will wipe off all the data, and it might make the warranty null and void as well. If that's well and good, you could refer to a guide and the video and get this job done. In short, you just have to boot your phone to download mode and then long press the volume up key. Upon doing so, you will get a warning sign. So just again long press the volume up key, and with this, the bootloader will be unlocked. Your phone will undergo a reset and then boot to the OS. Once that is done, make sure to re-enable USB debugging on your phone once again. So let me do that as well. So go to the settings menu. In my case, the bootloader is already unlocked, so I don't have to do that, but let me enable USB debugging once again. So go to settings, software update, settings, about phone, then software information, and now tap on build number 7 times. You will get a prompt that developer mode has been enabled. If that is the case, go back, again go back. Now go to about phone, go to developer option and enable the toggle next to USB debugging. You will get a prompt on your phone. Tap on OK, and with this, debugging is enabled. You might get an RC key prompt as well. In that case, tap on allow. So let's verify the debugging connection. So go to the platform tool folder address bar, type in CMD and hit enter. This will launch command prompt inside platform tools. Now type in ADB devices and make sure that you are getting an ID. If you are not getting any ID, then unplug and replug your phone from the PC. Disable and re-enable USB debugging. Tap on revoke USB debugging. Use the official USB cable that came with your phone and use the USB 2.0 port on your PC. So carry out this USB tweaks and make sure that you're getting an ID. Once you're getting an ID, let's now move ahead with the next step. So now you'll have to get hold of the Odin tool. This will be used for the flashing. So get hold of the tool from my guide and extract them onto your PC. You could extract them anywhere you want. In my case, let me show you the Odin tool. So extract the Odin tool and you will get a couple of files, including these files. Once that is done, let's now move ahead. So now you will have to get hold of the recovery file from the official link. So go there, and regarding the download section, both the Galaxy S20 FE and the FE 5G variant have the same files. So you will be taken to the same page over here. You may verify that as well. For instance, you could see that device code name is given as R8Q for it's both the same S20 FE and the S20 FE 5G. As of now, I'm using our F20 FE 5G variant. So just you need to type in ADB shell, and as you could see, we are getting the R8Q. So for both the S20 FE 5G and the S20 FE, this is the same build variant. So now you'll have to get hold of two files, the ROM zip file and the recovery IMG file. Apart from that, leave all the other files as of now and just download the ROM zip and the recovery IMG. Once you have done the download, now you have to transfer the recovery IMG file inside the platform tool folder on your PC. And as you might be aware, we cannot flash the IMG file via Odin, so we have to convert the IMG to .tar file. So let's not do that as well. For that, you will have to simply copy this command and the recovery IMG will be changed to recovery tar. Let me show you how that could be done. So once you have done the transfer of recovery IMG inside platform tools, now open the CMD window and let me close the ADB shell once and simply open the ADB command. And now simply type in this command, paste the command here from my guide and hit enter. And as you could see, we should now have got the recovery tar file. We have now got this file, and we could now flash the file via Odin. So let me do that as well. For flashing, you are quite aware that you will have to boot your phone to the download mode. Regarding that, there are quite a few ways. The easiest of which involves using the ADB reboot download method, and your phone will now reboot into the download mode. You could also use the hardware key combination by powering off your phone and then pressing and holding the volume up and volume down, and then plugging in your phone to the PC via USB cable. But this is a much easier approach. And with this, you could also refer to my guide on how you could boot to download mode using hardware key combination. As of now, I've used the command ADB reboot download, and we are now in the download mode. So let's now launch the Odin tool and flash the recovery file. So launch the Odin tool via the exe file. You will get a warning, click on OK, and make sure that the Odin tool is showing your device. As you could see, the COM port and in the log is shown as added. First off, go to the option and uncheck auto reboot. Now click on AP, and now you have to load the TWRP file which we have just the Lineage OS recovery file. So let's open this is the recovery tar file which we have just made via this command. So simply load the recovery.tar file in the AP slot of Odin and click on start. The flashing will now begin. It will take just a few seconds. So let's just wait. And once the flashing has been done, you will now have to reboot your phone to the recovery. For that, first and foremost, press and hold the power and the volume down keys, and hold both of these keys for around 7 seconds. Then your phone will try to undergo a restart. But before undergoing a restart, it will first power off. So as soon as it powers off, press and hold the power and the volume up key. So again, I am repeating, first off, press the power and the volume down key, and as soon as the phone powers off, press and hold the power and the volume up key. So let's get that job done. So first off, I'll press the power and the volume down keys, and let's wait for a phone to power off. And as soon as that happens, which could take a couple of seconds more, now press and hold the power and the volume up keys, and keep holding both this key for around 4 to 5 seconds, and then let go of these keys, and your phone should now reboot to the Lineage OS recovery. If the timing is extremely important, if you had messed up with the timing and the pressing of the button keys, then your phone will boot to the OS or the stock recovery, and in that case you will have to reflash the recovery. So let's check if the flashing was done successful or not. So in our case, we are now booted to the recovery, so the flashing is done successfully. If in your case you are taken to the stock recovery or to the OS, then you will again have to boot your phone to the download mode and again flash the recovery, and this time make sure to press and hold the volume and power keys correctly. Once that is done, I have made a separate guide as well. You could refer to my guide on how you could boot your phone to the recovery mode after flashing the file. You could check out this guide as well. Anyways, moving on, now that we are inside the recovery, your first course of action is to transfer the ROM file to the platform tool folder. This is the ROM file, copy it and transfer it here inside platform tools. It will take a few seconds, and the transfer is now done. For the ease of convenience, let's rename the file to something shorter. So let's rename it to ROM, and the complete name becomes rom.zip. Once that is done, let's now proceed ahead, and now you will have to first and foremost do a format data. This will wipe off all the data from your phone. So go to factory reset, then choose format data factory reset, and again choose format data, and it will now wipe off all the data. Once that is done, you will get a data wipe complete message. So now go back to the recovery home screen. Now choose apply update, apply from ADB, and your phone is now in the ADB sideload mode. Let's verify the same. So type in ADB devices and make sure that you are getting the sideload keyword. Once you're getting this keyword, let's now sideload the ROM file. So type in ADB sideload and the file name, which is rom.zip, and hit enter, and the sideloading will now start, and it could take up to around 5 to 10 minutes. So let's just wait. As of now, it will verify the file and then flash it. So let's just wait for the flashing to complete. So guys, the flashing was quite fast. It only took a couple of minutes. As you could see, it patched a couple of files. It patched 3-4 files, and then the script was successful, and you will get an install complete with status 0. So with this, the flashing has been done, and you could now reboot your phone to the OS. So for that, type in fastboot reboot and hit enter. Okay, before that, if you want to sideload any other zip file, then you will first and foremost have to reboot to the recovery. So go to advanced and then select reboot to recovery, and then do the ADB sideload of the required file. On the other hand, if you don't want to flash any other zip file, then you may either use the fastboot reboot command, or just choose the reboot system now option and your phone will now reboot to the OS. Do keep in mind that the first boot up will take up some additional time frame. This is completely normal and nothing to worry about. From the subsequent time, that will not be the case. With that said, let's now wait for the boot animation to appear, which will signify that the flashing has been done successfully. So it could take up to around 8 to 10 seconds for the boot animation to come up, and we just have to wait for that much longer, which will signify that we have done the flashing, and we could then check out the ROM as well. So let's just wait for a few additional seconds. And this is the new Lineage OS 21 ROM based on Android 14, as you could see. So the flashing was extremely easy as compared to the unofficial build which I had flashed earlier. In the unofficial build, I had to flash the recovery and then do the ADB sideload or the ADB push command and even root my phone and face with the encryption and decryption issue as well, whereas in this method there was no issue whatsoever as such. So with that said, let's get started with the setup process. As of now, I'll skip the initial setup and take you to the OS directly. If you want, you may do a restore of data right now. I will do a restore later on, and let me skip this as well. Let's go with the dark theme gesture navigation and let's get started. So guys, with this we are now inside the OS, and these are the files that you get in the Lineage OS, and this is the QS tiles. Let's go to the settings menu, and from here you may access the OS. As you might be aware, the Lineage OS offers a clean stock UI experience. You will not find tons of features that you see in the Sierra Droid or Evolution X. It's a clean stock experience that you get on the stock Pixel UI. You may tweak the wallpaper and style and all such things, but apart from that, don't expect much from the customizations. And that is the best part about this ROM. It's quite lightweight and easy to use and quite fast and snappy as well. So as you might be aware, it follows the dynamic theming engine. So whatever is the dominant color from the wallpaper, it will automatically pick up that color and apply across the UI and UX of the OS. For instance, as of now in the wallpaper, the greenish blue is the main color. So the same has been implemented. You could change the theme from here, and as you could see, the entire theming is being changed. Likewise, you may also choose other colors from here as well, and go here and choose even more colors. Anyways, let me go back to the default system colors from here. This is the default color of the Lineage OS. Then you may change the wallpaper. So as of now, it only has a single or a couple of wallpapers are there. You may choose from any of these wallpapers. Then apart from that, you may also change the shortcuts on the lock screen, or if you go to the home screen, you may enable themed icon as well, and the same will be implemented on the home screen. Then you may change the app grid size and add across 6x6 apps on the home screen. Apart from that, you may change the app icon, which will be shown in the status bar. These are the various icons. As of now, I am offline, so I will not be able to show you the Wi-Fi. Let me enable the rest of the icons, such as the flashlight, DND, airplane mode, auto rotate, and these icons are visible. Let me enable battery saver as well. So just a minute. Battery saver, let me turn it on, and as you could see, the icons are now enabled. This is the Samsung icons, vector, rounded. You will have to hit the apply button for the changes to be implemented. This is the Kai OS, the earlier times of Samsung, and this is the circular. And apart from the icons, you get the icon shape as well, and the same will be implemented in the app drawer. So let me choose teardrop and hit apply, and as you could see, it has been applied in the app icon and the home screen and in the app drawer. And apart from that, it's just the basic UI and UX. So guys, on that note, I round up this video. If you have any queries with regard to any of the steps, do let me know in the comment section, and thanks a lot for watching.